a structure of an agreement that raises the debt ceiling but reduces spending by cutting it in the first year and in the next 9 years capping spending, and then requiring what is going to be a vote later this fall in the House and the Senate on a balanced budget amendment. And I can't tell you yet whether that will pass the House or the Senate. They're still working on language for that vote, but I expect that that will be happening sometime in the early fall. And then the second phase of the agreement requires a joint committee, 6 members of the House, 6 members of the Congress, the Senate to get together, 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans, and try to come to some sort of agreement on the next phase of spending reductions that are going to be required in order to raise the debt ceiling. Obviously, if that doesn't occur with an up or down vote in the House and the Senate, then there is, through a process called sequestration, automatic spending reductions to the tune of about 1.4 to 1.5 trillion, which is about 100% of the level that the President needs to increase the debt ceiling. So that's where we are now. We got back from the session about a couple of weeks ago. I've been spending most of my time in the last 2.5 weeks holding town halls, holding district discussions with many people to make sure that we have an update. I can get you an update as effectively as I can on what's occurred and what's transpired over the last 6 or 7 months. And then it's an opportunity for me to hear from you what you'd like me to focus on in the next 6 months. I think that it's probably the most important thing for us to be focusing on is job creation, moving this economy in the right direction. It's unfortunate that we remain at 9.1% unemployment. We've had 28 months now of unemployment at 8% or higher, and that's very challenging and difficult for many New Hampshire families and families across the country. One of the things that I've done here back in district is I've held 2 job fairs, one in Derry, one in Rochester, where we had I think close to 40 at each employers and prospective employers who were interested in hiring. We had several hundred people between the 2 of them come and attend, and it was great to see at least an opportunity to try to help people find a job if they're unemployed or underemployed. And I've got to say, I heard lots of tough stories from people who have been out of work for a long, extended period of time. Lots of heartbreaking stories from husbands and wives about how they've had to try to address their needs of their family, their kids, whether their kids are in college and trying to figure out how to pay for that, or still trying to figure out how to save for college if the kids were a little younger. So the message that I've continued to hear is let's kind of identify on the results, focus on results, make sure that we get people working as effectively together as they possibly can in Washington and try to move this economy forward. So I'm going to be here back in New Hampshire for another couple of weeks. We return on September 7th, if not sooner, in case we get called back to do additional work. But I'm optimistic that this fall we'll continue to focus on the priorities of job creation, making sure that we have an opportunity to work on both sides of the aisle to try to get some of the things addressed that the country would like to see. And let's see if we can, in a shorter amount of time than what's occurred over the last couple of years, get this economy moving in the right direction again. So that being said, I'm happy to open it up to questions and comments.